Well, I'm 90 years of age. And when I was a youngster, my grandparents who raised me were still living in the past. Out here in this part of the country, it was a good place. Wide open spaces where we eat a lot of buffalo. They go buffalo hunting, deer hunting, antelope hunting. Then they go on a warpath, which is a dangerous sport, you know. And they lived in a good way.
Sen kom reservaten och internatskolor där barnen förbjöds att tala sitt språk. Och de gamla ceremonierna förbjöds också. Indianerna har inte haft många anledningar att lita på vare sig den vite mannens ord eller hans omdöme. Men nu är situationen sån i världen att de tycker det är dags att mötas igen vid Flathead Lake i Montana.
I really have that gut feeling that some of the knowledge that our people have is very useful for the outside world to hear and learn and start being affected by in order to help all of us survive into the future. We're in a very delicate time of global warming and also obviously economic situation in the United States is delicate too. So I think it is time for us to share some of the wisdom that comes from our culture.
Många av indianstammarna har gamla profetior om vad som händer när människan bringar naturen ur balans. Och det är ett tufft budskap som möter gästerna.
The Mother Earth is mad at us now. We have earthquakes, things like that. Water's mad at us too. We have floods, hurricanes, and there's warming, global warming taking place. Northern Africa is turning into a vast desert. My brother white man is messing things up.
Mer eller mindre drastiska förslag har diskuterats i Circle of Elders under årens lopp. Hos Lakota, Sioux-indianerna, finns det av tradition en grupp som kallas de bakvända, som alltid gör tvärtom, säger tvärt emot och så testas argumenten. Louis Badwound var en av dem och Oren Lyons, en av Irokesförbundets andliga ledare, minns ett möte en gång i början av 80-talet långt ute på prärien.
So the leaders, Lakota leaders were sitting out there somewhere out in the prairie and we had a fire going, we had a pot of coffee going and we were talking about the problems that our white brother was bringing to everybody and everything. And Louis stood up and said, well, he says, damn it, he says, look at us. We're sitting here with all this power that we have. He says, why don't we gather our powers together and bring down the rain? He says, flood them out. He says, bring the fire. He says, burn them out. Bring the winds, he says, blow them off the face of the earth. He says, and we said, Louis, you know, we better think about that one. We better think about it. And he says, well, God damn it. He says, the only way they're going to listen. And on reflection of what Louis was saying and what he said was necessary to bring the attention is here. The fires are here. Fires are raging all over. The winds are here. And they're getting stronger. And they've caused tremendous damage even this year already. And more coming. And then, of course, the floods, the rains. What Louis was saying was this is how people will pay attention because they'll be taking physical harm and damage, and exactly going on now.
And that means lots of people is going to get hungry. Lots of people is going to drown. Lots of people's house is going to blow down. Lots of earthquakes shake them up and kill them because they don't listen. They're not in harmony with the Mother Earth. But if anybody's willing to listen to something, what the Mohawk says or the Indian nation says or anybody says about Mother Earth and about the survival and respect in this universe, then I'm willing to share, I'm willing to talk about it. But I'm not willing to coerce somebody. I'm not willing to put somebody in siege and demand that they listen, not at all. Because the Indian spiritual and tradition is like a light, you have to go there yourself.
They all share so many of the same prophecies. And I think that they know something that we don't know because we've lost so much touch with the natural world. Modern society is pretty crazy, I think. And I think they've maintained, the ones who've stayed on the land and stayed in the reservations and stayed in their units have really maintained that ability to know what's happening.
That what we consider to be resources, they consider to be a relationship. And it's that stewardship of Mother Earth that is going to be required for us to survive and to live in harmony. And as far as I know, they're the last people on this earth who are capable of teaching us. And if we allow them to go away, then there's no hope for us.
Indianerna känner inget större medlidande med de personer som orsakat den senaste tidens kaos i den amerikanska ekonomin och på Wall Street.
About time something happened where they're going to learn that there's a consequence to their actions. We're all going to suffer on this one, but the ones that are going to suffer the most are the ones that need to be taught a lesson. That greed can't be the prevailing attitude for a civilized nation. It's as simple as that.
Everybody's out for themselves. Money, 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 money. And nothing, there's the humanistic aspects of ourselves is being lost in the greenback dollar. That there's no reverence whatsoever for the natural world, for the natural laws. Whatever governs us now is in monetary terms.
Money, money, money. That 40's mine. I can lease it. I can just sell it. I can mortgage it, plow it up. It's mine. So it doesn't look good. And when people are after money, they go wild, they go crazy.
På senare år har många av de gamla ledarna gått bort, men det finns ungdomar som delar de traditionella värderingarna och är redo att ta vid.
For many years, all my life growing up in the traditional circle, there's been a lot of speaking about what is to come. And now, as I'm growing up, those things are happening. And one of those steps that they talked about was bridging the gaps between the two worlds of native and non-native. And in my opinion, that's what this gathering is doing, is creating that bridge so that we can walk between the two worlds and share our lessons and our teachings.
Och de unga traditionella försöker så långt det nu går i det moderna samhället att leva efter sin övertygelse.
It's a struggle because it's all about what kind of environment you live in. If these eco-villages, permaculture, traditional camps, these are popping up everywhere, all around the world even. And so if you can find those kinds of communities, then you can participate with them. And if not, then maybe create your own and get back to living close to nature. So it's about daily disciplines.
How do you do it in your daily life?
I'm actually not as disciplined as I should be. I don't have my own garden. I don't have I'm working on that. I'm working on trying to make that happen. We were just talking about that on how we want to grow our own garden and get our own permaculture going on. But like, think about recycling, think about how can I reuse this, bring our own plates, bring our own cups to functions where we don't have all of that waste. I have a hybrid car, so that's somewhat of pitching in a little bit, if everyone pitches in as much as they can.
En framtid som ser helt annorlunda ut kan verka nog så skrämmande för den som lever ett vanligt västerländskt liv.
But if you're prepared in that sense of being able to do those things and you have the knowledge to be truly independent, then the worries start slipping away and you start anticipating, waiting for this transition, this turning. And the way that the elders have always taught is that as dire as things are going to have to get, the hope lies in being prepared and living that lifestyle of being independent of the system.
Och människan måste börja ta ansvar, uppföra sig bättre, helt enkelt.
And what is proper conduct? Zero carbon. There will be many, many people who don't agree with what they've just heard. However, that's not my concern. My concern is to get the message out there and have them think about it. To agree or disagree, but begin to at least think about it. Because as time goes on, the winds are going to get stronger, fires are going to get bigger, and the floods are going to get higher. You can count on that.
At one time, they think the Indians are going to disappear. Just like that painting, somebody's painting of an Indian on a sick horse ready to fall into a bottomless pit. The Indians' last stand. One time the people thought Indians were going to disappear. But we're not about to do that. That horse has turned around, Indian has lifted up his head, and we're heading to the good times in the future.
All my people,
So we're not about to give up being Indian. Nobody's going to stop us. If something happens, catastrophe happens, and European white man is almost annihilated, there'll be Indians here. We'll always be here in our Mother Earth.